everybody, I'm Emily Wolfe here in Austin, Texas. Thanks for joining me. I am going to show you all the pedals on my pedal board today, and I'm so stoked to show you because I'm obsessed with pedals. And I assume that if you're watching this, you are too. So let's check out what I got. To talk about my signal flow, I've actually got to flip my board over. The Earthquaker Devices Tentacle is the first pedal in my chain, right after my tuner. So this pedal is amazing, and let's check it out. So one of my favorite pedals that I have is the Earthquaker Devices Tentacle. I love this pedal so much because it's the fattest octave that I've ever heard in my life. I used to use an Octafuzz pedal, but I since switched to the Tentacle because it's just so much better. So the best part too is if you put gain after it, it really makes the gain pop. So check out what I'm talking about. Here is the Tentacle with nothing after it, just bare bones. Now if you add your gain after that, it's really gnarly and I love it. Here we go. So that's why I love the Tentacle, you can see. Let's check out what else. The gain you just heard with the Tentacle is the EP booster going into the ElectroHarmonix glove. The EP booster is an exotic effects pedal, and I love it. It's a killer boost, it's really clean, and it adds a lot of saturation to the ElectroHarmonix glove. So let's go and check out what that sounds like. So next up in my chain is the Exotic Effects EP Booster. I've had this pedal for a long time, and I've switched in and out of my board because, you know, I thought, well, maybe this boost is better with this gain, or this boost is better. But I've since landed back on the EP Booster because it's just really fat, and I love fat tone. So here's the EP just by itself. Without it. Through all the pedals, I have a lot, so it's nice to have that extra volume because I do lose a lot of signal with all the cabling I have, but there's nothing wrong with that if you got a pedal to fix it. So yeah, I love how clean it is as well. So that's the EP, and then right after that I've got the EHX glove, which I was talking about. And I love to put gain in front of that pedal because, again, it makes it more fat. And I guess that's what the name of this video is going to be, is fat tone. So we heard the EP booster by itself, but now in front of the glove. Let's check that out. I really love how much it sounds like a Marshall, especially on the back pickup here. Hell yeah. To round off the gain structure here, I go out of the ElectroHarmonix glove and into the Klon KTR. The myth is real about these. They're amazing. They really make it sound like somebody took a blanket off of your amp and adds so much clarity to your signal. I'm on the neck pickup a lot, so it's great to have this. And then I EQ it with the MXR 6-band EQ. This thing's been on my board for about 4 or 5 years, and I've never seen it fail. It is just the best. It's my favorite EQ. So after the gain, I go into the TC Electronics Sub and Up, and let's check out what that sounds like. So I love the Sub and Up by TC Electronic because it's a great synthetic, lower octave and higher octave. I like to use it for the lower octave, but for this video I'm going to use the upper, so check this out. Feels really good to play. After the sub and up, I go into an incredible chorus pedal, the Walrus Julia. This is just my favorite chorus right now, and let's check that out. At the moment, the only modulation that I have on my board is the Walrus Julia, which is an amazing chorus pedal. Historically, I haven't ever really been a fan of chorus until I came across this pedal. It's really just a beautiful sounding chorus, and it's very modern sounding. And somehow they made chorus not sound lame to me. So, killer job to Walrus. I'm a big fan. Check this out. It's just a really inspiring pedal. After that, I go into my Flint, the Strymon Flint. Well worth the money. The Strymon Flint is hands down my favorite reverb pedal. It is so believable. It sounds so natural. And the cool thing is you can pick between eras of reverb. There's 60s reverb, 70s reverb, and 80s reverb. I'm usually on the 70s because that's my favorite era of music. But I do like to dabble in the 80s. And then the other side is the tremolo, and this tremolo is so amazing. I love a stutter tremolo because it just shocks your system for a minute, like this. It's quite the attention getter. And then my beloved DD500 by Boss. Let's check that out. The DD500 is an amazing delay pedal. It's also got a built-in looper, which is super functional for me because sometimes I'll play solo and I want a little bit of extra, depth to my performance. So I'll play with the looper and do solos over that. But another thing is I love that you can set the pedal to have 3 different delay sounds. So my A setting, there's A, B, and C. My A setting is a slap delay. B is a little bit longer. And then 3 is really long. So the DD500 is probably the most versatile delay pedal out there. You can really just do whatever you want with it. And there's a ton of built-in settings that are really inspiring and fun to play with. Last in the chain is the Radial JDX direct drive. This thing's awesome. If I'm going to a rehearsal, I don't have to bring my amp because it's got an XLR output and a through. And it can switch between 3 different tone voicings. You can do combo voicing, a stack, or a 4x12 stack. And, you got the polarity thing and then the ground lift thing. So this thing has really saved my back in terms of not having to carry heavy stuff. Highly recommend it. So that's it. That's everything on my board at the moment. And thanks for hanging out with me and checking it out. If you have any questions about these pedals or more, call your Sweetwater sales engineer or visit sweetwater.com. Thanks.